We're all made up of many parts. We've got an inner community. I don't know if this resonates for you.
Yes, it does. Yeah, it does.
I'm just wondering, are there any parts, or is there a part you would really like to be more of?
Yeah, there's a part of me that is very, very afraid to be successful. And I've kept that part hidden for a very, very long time. And I've kept it hidden because I am afraid of success. I'm afraid that I won't be able to cope with it. I'm afraid that I will get burnt out. I'm afraid that my freedom will be curtailed. So yeah, there is a part of me that very, very afraid to sort of put my head above the parapet, really. I do feel I posted a video on my Facebook profile of me dancing in the kitchen. And the comments were overwhelming, and I was in tears. I couldn't cope. I couldn't cope with the outpouring of joy and effect. Well, I could cope, but the same trauma feeling that I get with emotions like fear and anxiety, I can get with joy as well. And it's like I'm afraid to accept accept my joy. And when I do, I just break down because I suppose it's the opposite. When you look at it in terms of frequency, and joy's up here and despair's down here, the extremes are going to have an impact on the physiology of the body, I guess.
Yeah.
And I think that's what I'm experiencing when I'm in those states. Um, so yeah, I think there is a part of me that it goes back to what I was saying before. I feel things very, very intensely, and that's what I feel afraid of. So I notice that I protect myself a little bit. Yeah. And there's also a part of me that, um, it's the truth of who I am. It's the truth of who I am that uh, I'm afraid to reveal because I'm afraid of the kind of reactions that I may receive as a result. So I guess I'm very careful about who I choose to share my truth with. Actually, no, I might be wrong there. I think I do share my truth, but I stop sharing it. But then I will stop sharing it to the people that I'm sharing it to if I sense that it's not safe to continue to share. That's it. So yeah, I do think I do share my truth, but depending on what happens in response, that's when I start to exercise caution. Yeah, yeah.
Thank you. I absolutely love the idea of you dancing in the kitchen. I know you've told me this before, and I love that you filmed it. I
You
didn't
have to have a
see
look.
it.
You'll have to have a look.
Please, is that okay? Do you mind if I
Yes, of
have it?
course. Yeah.
I
And
don't know why I didn't see
I
it.
invite you to read the comments. The comments. I just feel, I feel so appreciative for, but I just feel awe as well, because, you know, we all have different lenses through which we perceive things. And it's just, I just feel so much joy reading the nuances in people's responses. I just feel amazement, really.
How lovely. And that's always there. If ever
Yeah,
you need to go back and find that,
yeah, yeah,
revisit all of
yeah,
that
absolutely.
to bring you back if you've gone down to that lower frequency you
Yeah.
were talking about. How wonderful. I'm so glad you've got that.
Yeah.
Thank you. I will go and have a look then. Thank you. Oh, wow. And so there's a lot here. There's a lot here. And you know, we are all multifaceted. There's a lot in all of us. And I'm wondering if, well, the first thing was I wanted to say that I believe you are already very successful.
Thank you.
You are you.
Yes,
To
yeah,
get to that point, to be able to be you,
yeah,
really
yeah,
you,
yeah,
that is an incredible success, I
yeah,
think,
yeah,
given all of our beginnings with conditioning and all of that stuff.
yeah, yeah,
So, yeah, and I hope that's okay to say,
yeah,
because I know
yeah,
it makes you feel a bit wobbly about being successful. And that part of you, the part of you that is afraid of success and losing, you know, the freedom and the other things that you mentioned, is it okay to say her, them? I'm not sure how you know what to call this part of you, but you know, I want to say, is that her that was dancing in the kitchen on video?
yeah, definitely. Yeah, yeah.
She really took a risk and put herself out there.
Yeah, and actually when I posted it, I think I started off saying I feel really afraid to post this. Um, but I was also wanting to share my gratitude for my dad and the things that he's taught me throughout his life, because obviously I'm going through a process of letting go
Yeah,
of dad.
yeah,
And that process has now arrived at the gate of gratitude for all the gifts that he has given me throughout my life, that could very easily be overlooked and disregarded in favor of being in victim mode. And I don't want to do that. I don't want that energy. I'd rather, you know, if I feel sad, that's fine. I'm quite happy to honour that sadness. But I don't really want to go around with a black cloud over my head and be blaming and judging, because, you know, I know from my own perspective of being a parent, parenting isn't easy, and we try the best we can in the circumstances that we find ourselves in. Um, so I just have this enormous appreciation for my dad and the things that he's imparted on me, and also the um, opening it's created for me to look deep within as well. So the post also acknowledges Daddy for all the things that he's done as well. I haven't showed him the video yet. I'm going to be visiting him again soon before he goes for good, and I'm going to show him the video. I'm going to show him the video because my dad is quite famous in the family for his dad dancing. So I think he will appreciate what I was doing. Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
that's lovely.
Mm.
So as you've been speaking, I've been remembering the sadness picture that you did, and let me see. That's been right in the forefront of my mind, almost seeing it as you were speaking. And I'm just wondering, is there any of that about dad going, dad leaving in there, or was it about the person you mentioned earlier?
I think on a subconscious level, there probably was that there.
Yeah,
And I also think from a generational perspective, that need to have healthy masculine presence in our lives, because there are, you know, at the end of the day, there are some things that only a man can fulfill,
yeah, I agree.
that nothing else can.
Yeah,
And so I do think that there was a grieving occurring there.
yeah.
Yeah, both historically and from my own dad.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
that's why I found it really interesting, that little woman. Did you see the woman that was so did you see the horse's head?
Yes. Well, I wasn't, I could really see them. Well, I could see, it's okay just to say what I could see.
Yeah,
I'm so wary of saying what I can see because they're my projections,
fine. That's fine.
but I could absolutely distinctly see a parent horse and a foal.
Oh, oh,
Yeah,
oh, I'd like to see
very
where the
distinct.
pole is.
Well, I can zoom into the picture and screenshot
Yeah,
and show
yeah.
you what I can see. But
Oh
it
wow.
was clear to me, clear as day. For me,
Yeah.
I believed your dad and you.
Oh wow. Wow.
Yeah,
Because I just below the horse's head, there's a woman.
in the middle, lower
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
And the actual video clip that I did
Mm.
does actually show me making marks and creating the head of her.
Ah, okay.
And the way I created the head of her, there was no predetermined sense that I was creating a woman.
Mhm.
When you look at the way the hand moves, this is all subconscious movement, automatic.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, yeah.
And
And
so yeah, sorry.
this lady, so she's facing, the horse's head is facing to the right,
Hmm.
and the lady is facing to the left. But she's tied to a stake and she's being burned.
Yeah.
And I had no intention of this image coming out
No, no,
whatsoever,
no. Yeah.
whatsoever.
No, but it is
And
what
as
emerged from you.
even the steak.
Hmm.
So at
Hmm.
one point, I was drawing a hair, you know, and I didn't have any attachment to her being burned or on a stake until the very, very end. And this vertical line behind her was drawn down. It needed to be drawn down.
Yeah.
And I was like, shit, this is so
And you could see
powerful.
it. Yeah. 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 It is remarkable what's coming through us, what comes up for us.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
then we can see it, or we may not see it. It depends if we're ready to see it. And then you saw it.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm wondering, was there any specific woman that you were holding in mind when you saw
No,
that
well, I
woman?
thought she did represent me.
Mhm.
Um, Unable to be fully free in the way I currently desire to be. Um, and I also felt she represented the women in my lineage, particularly my mum, actually, because I think my mum yearned for greater freedom
Absolutely.
and was not, she had no idea how to
No,
go about it.
no.
She'd lost all courage in, and I see it in my mother-in-law as well. I can tell she is yearning. She's yearning to be free. And
Yeah.
she has no idea. And because she's, you know, she's in her 80s now, even the thought of being on her own and doing her own thing, and it's frightening.
Of course.
I'm finding that quite a challenge at 54. But what the awareness I have that my mum didn't have and that Viv doesn't have is this whole concept of generational trauma. And I have this absolute desire to heal my lineage and to provide Lilia with an example of how you can actually change what you need to be, and that it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
No one's going to shoot you down for it. No one's going to dip you in a pond to see if you can come up still breathing. No one's going to burn you at the stake for it.
Yeah.
So I do have this real burning fire inside of me. I feel like there's an urgent sense of responsibility on myself to do this for all the women who have gone before me and for whoever continues after me.
And Tracy, you are already doing it.
Yes.
You are doing it. You're in it, doing it.
Yeah, I'm in it. I definitely am in it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there's
You are that turn. You are the generational turn.
There's no going back. You can't put me back in my box. Not now.
Never.
No.
Never.
No.
Wow. Really, really, really enjoying this. Really loving witnessing where you are. It's wonderful, Tracy. Wonderful.
It's been scary.
Yes, it's scary as fuck. I mean, I'm saying that for me, for my journey, absolutely scary and so exciting. And I would never go back.
No.
Never go back for anything.
No.
What somebody offered me, I would never go back.
No, not at all. No.
And I'm also grateful for what I've been through. Never thought we'd get to that stage, but I am at that place where I'm given everything that I know. You don't know a lot about me, Tracy. I appreciate that, but given what I've been through, I am grateful for it all because it has made me who I am, and I think that's what I can hear from you.
Absolutely. Yeah.